Hello and what's up, I'm Gecko, and I want to show you a quick build here for the Endless Realms, which is the new exciting game mode that was implemented in Gordian Quest. Now, it starts to get a bit crazy around round 10, or round 10 rather. And in the later rounds you can't really take damage too much, so that's why I got K3 here. Her deck is mainly based around the Armor of Faith, which gives Evert to the whole team, 4 and 3. So what Evert does is it prevents any damage. So no matter how big it is, they won't take any damage. And I think that's like probably the best way to get the furthest into the realms, since you can only get to level 60 and you can only get so many base stats by which your blocking cards increase their values. Meanwhile, Avert just straight up prevents any kind of damage. So what we're doing with her is getting these righteous blows, get some channel going, and then just spam Armor of Faith. Now I have these two. These are a bit more expensive, but they do not get expanded on use, which happens to this one. Now the trick with this one is it always starts in our hand in the beginning of the battle. So given that this lady has enough initiative, 35 here, which is, you know, not bad, we can just straight up buff our whole team with damage prevention. And that's what her main job is, really. All the other stuff in the deck is not too important. She's got a couple of heals, a couple of smites stayed here from the early game. Now I did level this up because I got like on the first round this Oathkeeper, and you know, it was pretty good early on, but it really doesn't make much of a difference here. So yeah, she's basically here just to prevent damage for the whole team. Gear wise, Trinity Mask is pretty important. Sorcerer's Apparatus is pretty important. And which is the one that's giving her the... Oh yeah, no. Did I sell it? Well, anyway, the main idea is that she just gains a ton of channel and prevents damage on everybody. So yeah, that's why she's here. And you're looking for channel charges, intelligence, and initiative on her. Not really anything else matters in the late game for her. Now for Ida the Druid, the fun thing is about the Druid, because this build has so much bleed in it, and how long can you stay in bear form basically depends on how much bleed you get on everybody. So really, in 90% of the cases, one of these is enough, because I get like 300 turns in bear form when she finally transforms, and you know, then all of this is nonsense afterwards. I do recommend to have Feral Instinct in here, just in case you find these later on. It really works well with this. I had a bit of fun with Apex Predator, just like not transforming her at all, and if you know you're on a map where enemies don't have physical resistances, you can kill 2 or 3 of those guys with these, and then you get like 45-50 strength bonus. It just basically one-shots everything. One item I didn't manage to get on her is the gauntlets that grants Swipe to be, you know, an AOE spell. But it's not really important. She just transforms into a bear and puts bleed and poison and everything. that really is more of a boss killing power, her in bear form. She mainly deals single target damage, so that's why she's here. Even if they have a lot of physical resistances, the amount of damage over time she puts out just wears the bosses down, given long enough time. And then the Warlock. Oh, by the way, none of this is really important. Main thing is action points on her, because we do have the bear form given extra action points, so like 5 to 6 action point, I think, is something that you're aiming for, to have 6 action points in bear, because then in bear form she's got this card. I cannot show it right here, but it's a 3-mana cost card and she throws like 5 cards of it, and her main swipe in bear form is cost free. So yeah, just action points, initiative, really not too much to say about this. And now the Warlock, the almighty Warlock. It doesn't even really have signature items in the game, but it's so strong. This one is pretty good with him. Just getting all this HP coming in here. This is arbitrary. Yeah, this one is pretty good. So like, one thing with him is fury charges do work well with him, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Bone armor is more of an early game when Catherine is not online yet, so he needs armor. Really, that can be cut. Now Bloodlance is really key, and so is Circle of Agony and Crimson Pulse. So the main thing with him is just on the first turn you just apply bleed to your team and the enemy team, and if you're lucky enough, actually it happened to me quite a lot of times that on the very first turn I just do a Circle of Agony and a Crimson Pulse from the middle of the map, and bang, the whole enemy team is dead and the fight is over. So yeah, he's pretty strong with this. You put like 50 bleed on the whole enemy team and 5 to 6 bleed on your team, and you do like 500 damage with this to everything on the map. So yeah, he's pretty strong. So he's mainly against multiple units. He does do an okay damage against bosses just because of the bleed he stacks up, but he really more or less here for the AOE. Now what you need on him is card draw and a decent amount of HP, and yeah, it basically just runs itself. Any important talents? Of course you get all the card draw talents, like the like this one. I'm not even gonna say its name because it sounds silly to me. Well prepared, one more card draw. One thing I did with Catherine though, which might be a bit unorthodox at first glance, is I did put 1 point into dexterity, because she starts out with 9 dexterity on the Cleric build, and I needed quick reactions on her. So like really the main idea is that she starts the fight, so you need to stack as much initiative on her as possible. Any standout talents here? I mean, yeah, I haven't even put this one in yet, or this one. I mean, this like, and that's the thing about this build. Like, this is a pretty forgiving one. You get away with a lot of things, and again, you can get into pretty late to the realms because, you know, you just won't take damage. It's just preventing damage on everybody. Anything else I wanted to mention? Oh yeah, of course, the camp. So one more reason this is pretty forgiving is that the Warlock has 2 heals. Basically, usually he's got the highest HP, so he just restores half HP to anybody and heals himself back up. So it does take 25% HP off of him now. First aid on the Cleric again, 50% HP heal, and then Then the Druid got these two excellent abilities, offering you can gain 1 fate for 2 supply, which can keep your fate up basically at all times, and it's coming really handy early on because you can, if you micromanage this well, you can end up with like, I don't know, like 2 legendary items a realm, which I think is pretty good. And also if you're very short on supplies, maybe near the end of the map, and you don't want any important cards exhausted, you can always just trade some faith for supplies with Hunt. Yeah, obviously, I feel like the I don't have any here because I just got in here, but not too crazy about the forges. I think the just the merchants are much stronger, and yeah, you can really abuse this offering. So like every time you go to a merchant, you end up with a legendary item. And you get 1 token at the end of each round. So, oh yeah, and one other thing, if you don't like any of the 5 legendary items up for sale at the merchant, you can always just buy a token for 3 fate and, you know, roll the dice on it. So yeah, that's my beginner-friendly realm build. I do love it a lot. It is very forgiving. Once catering gets going, it's all good. I mean, she just spams her buff and nothing ever damages you. And the Warlock can just one-shot people. Now I do have some damage here because in this particular round we started out getting into this by losing half of everybody's HP. And look at that. They are already back up to almost full HP on everybody, and only 2 hours passed. Didn't even use a rest or anything, just these couple of abilities. So yeah, loving this build. I think it's pretty strong. Hope you guys are gonna try it out and have some fun with it. I was Gecko, and see you guys next time.